Hey, beautiful people, wanted to come on here real quick and just make a couple of announcemements and share with you a little bit. First of all, I want to apologize for not having a video up last week. I don't know if it was a week or two. I believe it was two. I have two laptops that have now given out on me. And I've been trying to get him fixed and can't figure out what's going on with him. So it looks like I might have to purchase a new one. And so it's been a little bit hard for me to actually be able to make videos and have them uploaded into YouTube due to that, okay? So I'm on my phone today making these videos. I will be making one later on to continue the series that we are in on Mind Builder Coaching YouTube channel, because we were jumping into the first pillar of wisdom, which is purity. And so I really want us to get into that so we can really begin to grow together as a community. So I did want to apologize for the delay, but I will be making a video this week, and I'm hoping that there's time to be able to either use another computer or purchase another computer if my other two are not running by then, so that I can get that video to you next week. Now today, I kind of wanted to share with you a little bit on what I was meditating as I went for a short jog. And I want to encourage those who are called to leadership at a high capacity. This is why when you are called to leadership in a high capacity, there will be things that happened that will cause much pain, that will cause confusion, that will cause us to be disappointed. But I wanted to tell you that we do not have to allow these things to keep us from becoming the leaders that God has called us to be, okay? He was showing me today because many will point fingers at you, will speak certain things to you. They will use their words not to help you grow as a leader, but they'll look at you and say, you're supposed to be a leader, or you're supposed to be becoming a leader. And look what you're doing. Look how you're acting. Look how you're speaking. And that'll cause you to want to shrink back. That'll cause some people to want to come out of the call of leadership, come out of the call of helping others, because it'll inject the thought of, maybe they're right. Maybe I need to be perfect before I can be this leader. But this is what God was saying to me. He said, I'm not looking for perfection, but I'm looking for a willing heart. I'm looking for a heart that is intentional. He knows the heart, and that's what the Lord was reminding me. Who knows the heart but I alone, is what God was reminding me. So what really matters is where our heart is and what we're putting in to work with the Spirit of God. And as long as we are continuing to seek His will, continue to grow in Him, we begin to really develop as the leader that God has called us, because there are people that need you, that are waiting on you to rise up so that you can lead them. We are all called to lead in different levels and different spheres of influence. We all have a spheres of influence. But there are those that are called to a higher capacity of influence. And I feel like the higher the call, there's going to be more pain. There's going to be more sacrificial time and effort and development that's going to have to happen in order to be able to become all that God has called you to be. All right? All that God has called you to be. So The reminder was, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for a willing heart, an intentional heart. Those who will not quit, those who will not give up because of the pain, because of the disappointment, because of the betrayal, those who will take that and use it to overcome and use it to grow and use it to go to the next level and use it and say, God, help me overcome this pain. Help me to be the leader that you have called me to be. And these things that happened, it's not that God hasn't happened to you, but he allows certain things to happen to you so that character can truly develop in you. And believe it or not, as we learn how to deal and manage with these situations, when we step into a higher level of leadership, there will be a higher capacity of understanding and knowing, wisdom, discernment, sorry guys, on how to deal with certain situations, because there will be people who will get offended with you, who will disagree with what you're doing, what you're saying, who will twist what you're doing or what you are saying. And there will be a lot of attacks, but these things help develop a character in us to be able to sustain and maintain where we are called to be. It's not going to ever be easy. I don't believe that it's ever going to be easy because we are human beings. But what does get easier is not coming out of who God has called us to be. Because as we stay in Him, rooted in our identity, then nothing will be able to move us from our assignment and our call as leadership, as leaders. And so we'll be able to actually serve with a servant heart to those that we are called to. And second, the things that happen to us, the pain, the hurt, the betrayal, these are the things that are going to attract the people that God has called you to help. They're going to learn from your mistakes, from your pains, from your shames, from your disappointments. They're going to want to know how you did it, because there are some that might not have the same strength as you do to overcome these things. There are some that actually do need someone to come on side of them to overcome certain things. And that's when you'll step in with authority, because you've already been through that situation and you'll be able to relate to them. You'll be able to connect heart to heart. You'll even be able to understand their thought process because you were there once, and therefore you can help them to actually move forward and move towards, their purpose and destiny in all that they are called to do. But it all begins with ourselves. Before we can lead, we have to learn to lead ourselves. We have to learn how to submit ourselves, how to have self-control, how to be able to manage certain situations and pains. But be encouraged, because again, you don't have to be perfect to be the leader that you need to be. You do not have to be perfect. But there is a certain gift that is in you that does not allow you to quit. You're not a quitter. You're not a quitter. You might fall, you might fail, but you will not allow these things to keep you where you are. You're looking for a better future. You're looking to feel fulfilled, like you're living life on purpose. I believe that we all want to feel like we are living life on purpose. And because we don't have vision, we lack purpose, we lack, assignments, we lack character, we lack discipline. And so as soon as we begin to really work on ourselves and get to know our Creator and who we are called to be, then there's such a passion that rises up in us. There's such a will that rises up that will cause us to rise up in that leadership role with such passion, with such love. And it'll cause us to really be able to help those in need. Even through the midst of the pain and the hurt, you're gonna look past all that, because there are those on the other side of all of that that really need you, that really need you to be able to step into something new. So just be encouraged. Do not take your failures, do not take your shame, you do not take your disappointments, do not take the betrayal of a friend or a family and run with it and allow that to take you out of who you are called to be. Stay in the game. Stay in the game. You fall, get back up. Stay in the game, because eventually you will get to where you are supposed to be, as long as you never give up. It's not about perfection. Again, it's not about perfection, but it is about not quitting. It is about rising up and staying in the game so that you can make impact and live life on purpose. I hope this video has definitely encouraged you. And, we are here for one another. If anything has really stood out to you from this conversation, has anything really like touched your heart or lit up in your mind, like, oh yes, let me know. Comment below. I really want to, know. I love engaging with people and knowing what's blessing them. And if there's any questions that you might have, also let me know. Send me, a message, and I'll see if I could answer it as best as I can. I, again, will be trying to record another video on the pillar of purity with wisdom, because of Mind Builder Coaching, I am going to be releasing videos on teachings on what God has placed in my heart for Mind Builder Coaching when it's partnered with the pillars of wisdom. And He gave me a servanthood framework for leadership. So I'm going to be covering, all of these points so that we can begin to grow together. So stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that, we can grow together as we journey in this new journey that God has for us. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.